Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Kingston West Police issue warning to violent producers in the division. The Kingston Western Police are warning violent producers that they will not tolerate a resurgence of crime in the area. The warning follows a shooting incident in Denham Town, which left 3 young men wounded. Speaking with reporters, the division's commanding officer, Senior Superintendent Michael Phelps, said the Denham Town community has enjoyed relative peace for some time. SSP Phillips assured that this team will do what is necessary to prevent an upsurge in violence.
We are concerned about just about every incident of crime within the division, but we have not had any shootings in that area for quite some time now. So what we'll be doing is going into the area to see exactly what may have led to this particular shooting, identify the perpetrators, and take the necessary course of action. As usual, we try to urge persons, especially those linked to gang issues, to really try and find a different way of resolving these issues without resorting to violence. Because when they resort to violence, it makes it more difficult for all of us to exist in the same space. So we'll be going at the perpetrators with all our efforts.
Parents urged to be vigilant in observing their children amid increased reports of drug use among young people. With increasing drug use among young persons in Jamaica, parents are being encouraged to be more vigilant in observing the activities of their children. Speaking to students at a recent drug awareness seminar in St. Elizabeth, Corporal Nicola Allen Gale noted that the use of drugs such as molly, marijuana, and alcohol have been increasing among school children. The corporal urged parents to inspect their children, noting that some signs of drug use, for example smoking, can be physically identified.
Parents are to observe your kids' mouth. Their hands, the hands will become dark. The finger area will become dark. The teeth will start to get dark. Open them mouth, look under the teeth. You'll see the nicotine scars under the teeth. You might not see it at the front when them smile. We need to get radical with our kids. They are our children. And we need to maneuver and supervise and man our kids and stop saying, "Me can't manage a boy. Me can't manage a girl." Some of us are so holy, especially us as Christians. We don't try to know what's going on in the outside world. We need to be abreast of what's happening out there. Believe me, it's not that you're going to be DJing, but you need to listen to some of the lyrics that your kids are listening.
Police making gains on the Operation Relentless 2, 4 dozen firearms seized in just over 2 weeks. Close to 50 firearms were seized in the last 17 days since the launch of Operation Relentless 2. The operation, which was launched on September 23rd, targets criminal gangs, illicit guns, narcotics trade, and lottery scams. In giving an update on the initiative, the Jamaica Constabulary Force's 49 firearms have been seized. In addition, over 500 rounds of ammunition have been seized under the operation. Meanwhile, 3 men were apprehended following a seizure of a firearm and several rounds of ammunition on Grandspen Road in St. Andrew. Reports from the Constant Spring Police are that about 12:15 p.m., lawmen were on patrol in the area when they signaled the driver of a Toyota Corolla Fielder motor car to stop. The driver complied, and the vehicle and its occupants were searched, where the gun and ammunition were discovered. The occupants of the vehicle were arrested. Police conduct operation to restore order in Highgate, St. Mary. Several motorists have their license plates removed during a police operation in Highgate, St. Mary on Tuesday. The operation is part of an ongoing effort to restore order to the town. Highgate is one of several towns in St. Mary that have been grappling with congestion. In September, member of Portmore Richard Query reiterated the call for steps to be taken to reduce chaos in the town. A month later, the police have responded. Sergeant Christopher Ward, sub-officer in charge of the Highgate Police Division, said the initiative is a multi-agency approach involving Transport Authority and motor vehicle examiners who are ensuring that vehicles are in good condition. He said the police are also paying attention to school children and assisting them to get transportation, especially in peak hours of the morning. Additionally, Sergeant Ward said the authorities are seeking to reduce the congestion in the town caused by delivery trucks. "We are trying to regulate the truck situation by putting in designated area for the trucks and filtering them in the town. So we send up to 3 trucks, the rest is on hold and do stuff like those, he explained. Sergeant Ward is confident that the presence of the police will lead to positive changes in the town. Mocha, JCF, asked to probe illegal land sale by Klansman gang in Bernard Lodge, says Prime Minister Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA and the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF have been asked to conduct a probe into the illegal sale of land in the Greater Bernard Lodge development area, allegedly by the notorious Klansman gang. It was on those lands in proximity in Clifton, an informal community that is being regularized, that 10 incomplete structures were demolished last Thursday, following a warning by Holness in the House of Representatives. Among those affected by the demolition were members of the security forces and civil servants. Following criticism and complaints from some of the affected people, they were not given notice to quit, and a statement from the opposition People's National Party that it will be providing legal support for the affected parties. Holness returned to Parliament on Tuesday, where he sought to set the record straight while offering more details. Holness told the House that notices were placed in the area and 2 meetings were held with the affected individuals by the landowners, SCJ Holding Limited. I could not say whether or not that was with persons from Clifton or persons from the other side, those with unfinished building who were torn down, said Holness. What is important is that all of this has been investigated, and I have asked MOCA and the JCF to investigate this long entirely because I want to know if there is any government official culpable or complicit, the Prime Minister added. I'm very reluctant in giving these kinds of specific details, especially when they are going to be investigated. It's not our job to investigate it in Parliament. We debate the issue, but we don't investigate it in here. There are some issues that I really can't go into too much detail about, Holness added. Mixed views among Mandeville businesses amid expected traffic changes. President of the Manchester Chamber of Commerce, Simone Spence Johnson, says there are mixed views among business people over the traffic changes expected to be implemented within the next 6 months under the Greater Mandeville Traffic Management System. Spence Johnson told reporters that while everyone agrees that Mandeville's traffic congestions need to be eased, there are some business people who are worried that they will be losing their business because of the planned changes. It is a mixed review coming from the business community now. I think they are waiting to see how it's really going to work and where the changes will be. We all can agree that the traffic in Mandeville, we need some easing of it. We all can agree that we have a congestion issue, Spence Johnson told reporters last week. There needs to be change, and it is inevitable. But the change, maybe when they have implemented it, we as a business community would say, this is not working as a large sector of the businesses are being alienated, or this is working because guess what? We cut down the commute time from 15 minutes to 5 minutes, she expressed. Last month, Major Projects Manager for the National Works Agency, Orville Reynolds, said the 80 million project, which incorporates roads and intersections being widened and signalized, is to commence soon. Among the roads and intersections to be signalized under the Greater Mandeville Traffic Management System are North Race Course Road to Main Street, North Race Course Road to Caledonia Road, Villa Road to Main Street, South Race Course Road, Caledonia Road, Park Crescent, Mandeville Road, Perth Road, and Greenville Road. The Chamber President said there is some opposition among the members of the business community, but she is waiting the completion of the project to see its benefits. The authorities have proposed those changes, and they have gotten to the point where they are about to implement them. Until they have implemented them, we can't really come into it. We can see how we feel now. Some people are going to oppose it. Some people are going to oppose, saying that those authorities have tried it before and it's not going to work, she shared. Other persons are proposing that we need some overhead roads and stuff like that, which we know is not in the near future, if that is to ever happen, she added. She said the likelihood of the project being completed in the time for the opening of the US $188 million May Penty-Williams Field leg of Highway 2000 will be a game changer for Mandeville. We are all waiting for the highway and the traffic changes, so if they coincide to finish at the same time, then it will be a lot of welcome changes to us to adapt to. The highway is very advantageous to our parish right now with all that we can come in with, the traffic changes, and they would ease the congestion in the town and let people move in and out quicker, she said. We are anxiously waiting to see. We welcome both of them, and if they are finished at the same time and they get implemented at the same time, then we will know that this is a step in the right direction because it would be helping the parish to grow she upend. Work on the US $188 million Maypen to Williamsfield leg of Highway 2000 is far advanced, with all major bridges on the roadway complete and the project advancing uphill in Manchester to meet the March 2023 deadline. The project, which will reduce traffic between Kingston, Mandeville, and Point West, was originally scheduled for completion in October 2022. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell